Hi, good morning. Welcome to today's webinar, which is about my 8-week intensive. But I'm also going to take you through my journey. And thank you so much for doing this on a Saturday morning. I'd love to know where you're joining in from. You can ping me in the chat window. I am logging in from Bangalore. That's my home city. Anyone? Awesome. Kolkata, Manish. Hi. Nice to meet you. Kurukshetra, wow. Prakriti, Naina from Jammu. Great. Sikandrabad, Kaushik, hi, good to see you again. Rashmi from Mumbai, Raj from Rajasthan. Wow, lots of people. Mumbai, Gujarat. Amazing. I'm also from Rajasthan, by the way. I see a lot of people from there, like originally, but I've been in Bangalore for 20 years now, so this is pretty much home. Super. So are you guys excited to dive into this journey today? Just type yes in the chat window if you are. I am. Awesome. Great. Yes. Super. Good to see that. So before we get started, and as more people are joining in, I know it's morning. I'm gonna give you like a quick introduction. Let me share my screen and also some interesting information. 1 second. So I hope you can see my screen. Brilliant. Okay. So first thing, I thought I'll give you an introduction because some of you might be new here. Anyone who's joining the webinar for the first time, can you maybe type first time in the chat window? So just I know who's been here before and who I'm talking to the first time. Okay. Rashmi, Shilpa, they're here for the first time. Anisha, Pankaj. Okay, wow, lots of first times. Great. So I think this makes sense to give an introduction to who I am and why I'm here talking to you about um, how to be a highly paid content writer, right? So I am Supriya, and I am the founder of Upgrid Consulting Private Limited. It's a content agency. And I'm also the curator of the Content Collective. So if you're here, you have been a part of the Content Collective in some way, connected with me via some of the programs or YouTube videos or any number of things that I do for the Content Collective. I have had a very interesting career. My background is an engineer and an MBA. But then I went on to do various exciting things and landed up here, being a content creator and a coach. So I've been featured in a lot of places, as you can see the laundry list, and that's because I have opinions and I am very vocal about those, right? And if you have to build a personal brand, which is also a necessity, if you're trying to build a career for yourself, in today's time, especially, you've got to be visible, right? And I'm going to talk about this personal brand building maybe in another session. That's not, the focus of today's session. But yeah, I mean, I've been all over the place, like spoken at TEDx. I don't know if you know the World Economic Forum, but it's a very prestigious platform where all these global leaders and both government and private sector leaders go to do a lot of discussion about global policy. So I've been published there, my own bylines. I've been on ET Now talking about money. I've been on Economic Times talking about gig economy and a lot of these other publications. My personal story, of course, has also been featured on Humans of Bombay. But yeah, that aside, basically, I have done a lot of work which has sort of got me the visibility that is quite essential in today's times, right? And I've built this visibility over 16 years. I've been in the industry for 16 plus years, 8 of those in corporate and 8 of them as an entrepreneur. And in those 8 years, as an entrepreneur, I've consulted over 60 clients, both in B2B sectors and B2C sectors, plus including some startups. I've also successfully founded and run 2 of my own marketing agencies. And I've scaled them to multiple crores in revenues, right? So that's a little bit about me. And if you like, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me just quickly share this link with you in the chat window. So here's my LinkedIn profile. In case anyone likes to connect, I would be very happy to do so. And let me reshare the screen again. Great. So here are also a few things that if you're new here, because you said, some of you said that's the first time, then I would recommend that you join my free 30-day email course. How many of you have already or actually, how many of you have already taken that course? Just type a yes in the chat window. Okay, Prakriti has taken it, Utpal has taken it. Few people, Shipa and cool. So those of you who have not taken the course, it's an amazing course, even if I say so myself. And it's free, so you can just go to this link, learn.supriyajain.com, sign up for the course, and you will get one email every day for the next 30 days, which will tell you some of the things that are really important to, start your journey as a highly paid content writer. Okay. And I'm specific about highly paid content writers because I don't think any of us should be in the bottom of the bucket, right? So this course is curated to get into the highly paid segment. And by highly paid, I mean at least earning 5 to 10 rupees a word. Yeah. So I've just shared the link to learn.supriyajain.com into the um, oh, sorry, wait, I got the LinkedIn link again. But yeah, so this is a link in the chat window to um, the free course. Let me also share the link to my YouTube content, which has some free videos that you can watch. And there's some very exciting stuff, especially if you're looking to find clients. This is the YouTube link. And also you can join the Instagram channel where we keep posting some interesting things, which are derived from these webinars and from other people that we keep having conversations with around content writing. Especially on the YouTube channel, there are a lot of people who external experts have come in and talked about how they use content, what they look for in content writing from, content writers that they want to engage. How can you build your own business as a freelancer? How can you find international clients and lots of good stuff available on that YouTube channel. So please go check it out. And of course, subscribe and follow it if you want more videos that are coming up. Yeah. Cool. So getting back to the program, it's so what are we going to learn today? One is the secret to earning a consistently 7-figure income. Because I think that's very, very important. So I'm a Marwadi, okay? I love money. And I know a lot of people talk about follow your passion and do things that you love, which is great. But I also believe that you should do things that make you money, right? Because when you have the money, you do have the freedom to do things that you love to do. Coincidentally, for me, these two coincided in the sense that I found that I love writing content, I love talking about it, and it can also make me money, right? So there's a way to figure out those things, and I talk about it in different webinars, but I'll keep you posted through my email, regular emails that I send out when those webinars are happening. And maybe if you like, you can dive in and figure out what you want in life and how content writing can support that, for you to live that life that you desire. And I'll share my story as well as, where I come from and how life has shaped up for me, just in case it, resonates with some of you. So, of course, we're going to talk about that, and we will also talk about how you specifically can get started on your journey as a highly paid content writer. And it's for you, if you are new to content writing and you don't know how to get started, how many of you are, like, I'd love to see what is your experience in content writing. Can you just write number of years experience as a content writer in the chat window? Only I can see it, so don't be shy, just put your numbers. Okay, there are some who have 4 years, no experience, 0 experience, 6 months, been writing in newspapers, okay, but for how long? On and off for a few years, no experience, no experience, I want to start, okay. Cool. So amazing. This is also for you if you have no experience, and it is also for you if you've been a content writer for some time, but you're not able to break into the big leagues, right? Just curious, again, nobody can see it. For those who have some experience in content writing, what is the rates that you're currently charging for your work? You can give me a per word rate because that's a better comparison. Though I don't like per word rates, but just and again, since no one can see it, just, don't be shy, you can put it up. Okay, 25 paisa per word, 2 rupees per word. Okay. Anyone else? 1 rupee per word. Haven't done any paid assignments. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah, the new ones, I know you're new, you haven't done it before, so that's fine. Those who have experience, I'd like to know what is it that you're currently charging. Okay. 2 to 3 rupees per word, 80 paisa per word. Cool. Okay, interesting. Nice. Okay. So I see some questions in the chat box also. In case you have any questions, because there's a lot of conversation happening here, I would request you to put your questions in the Q&A box, and I will take them up towards the end of the session. Okay, right now, let's just do this conversation and let's stick to the topic at hand. I know all of you want to find clients, and there is a separate webinar for that as well, and the free YouTube videos on it. And I've given you the links to that already. But today we are going to see what is it that's stopping you from doing this, right? And how do you go about, because finding clients is honestly very easy. You can find clients, but will they give you business? Will they stick with you after you've delivered the content to them, once? Is the main problem. And I'm going to try and address all of that in today's webinar also. Yeah. So what do we want as content writers, right? This is, what I've distilled from all of these conversations that I've had with 30,000 plus people who are a part of the content collective in various forums, in the free Q&A calls that I do, in the email responses that I keep getting to my emails on WhatsApp groups. Everyone wants to build a thriving career as a content writer, which allows us to live the life the way we want, right? We don't want the money for the money's sake, right? It's no good sitting in a bank account. We want to use that money to do certain things in life, right? And also what we want is a consistent income, not that, I got one project today, but I don't know what's going to happen for the next 6 months. We want that income to keep coming in steadily. So we have that safety, security of saying, yes, I'm at a good place in life. I can buy the things I want. I can get the things I want, and I can live a very comfortable and happy life. And I don't know how many of you know that Maslow's hierarchy, right? That pyramid, which talks about once our basic needs of safety, security, our food, etc., are satisfied, that's when we move on to better and bigger things in life, which ultimately leads to what is our purpose as human beings here. But it's difficult, especially today's environment, right? So many layoffs happening, companies are cutting budgets. How do you be that person who's able to earn that consistent income? So content writing, despite people saying that there is AI, is definitely a lucrative space. And if you have any questions on that, I will be happy to answer those as well, right? Cool. So why I say content writing is a great place to be in despite AI is because there is a lot of potential in content writing. Even today, companies are spending billions of dollars in content marketing, right? And of course, a big chunk of that content marketing is content writing activities, because you can't market something if that asset itself is not created, right? And in the next 2 years, that marketing size is, the market size is going to grow to $584 billion. That's a lot of money, right? So somebody is out there sitting and writing all these pieces. And if you just look at one of the assets, right, just blogs, there are 7 million blogs getting published every day. Now, obviously, companies and individuals are not sitting and writing it themselves. Yes, there are some bloggers who are doing it, but a lot of other companies, individuals, platforms don't have the bandwidth to do that content themselves because that's not their core business, right? Their core business might be a product or a service. They want the content to support their marketing needs. So they don't want to spend a lot of time doing it themselves, and hence they outsource to content agencies, to content freelancers, or they build in-house content teams. So they hire content writers. And this is where the opportunity is, right? And this is, I'm only picking up blogs. If you look at emails, there are billions of emails just sent every day. And those are those, lead generation, nurturing, those kind of emails as well. So that, and social media posts, again, billions of social media posts daily. Literally everybody is filling the social space with a lot of content that they're creating. And this is the entire market set, what you can tap into. And you don't have to limit yourself to India, right? It's a global phenomena, and you can find clients anywhere if you just, look in the right places. Agree? Do you think content writing is a great place to be in? Type yes in the chat window if you do. Yeah, sounds like a good market, right? I see a lot of yeses. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So if there is so much potential, then this is a good thing because the demand is more than supply. Now, this is an economics principle. And I'm sure you guys have done it in school, but I'm just going to repeat that for you, right? When demand is greater than supply, it means it's a seller's market. Which means if you are good at what you do, and I'm underscoring that, yeah. If you're good at what you do, you can charge premium prices and still have work spilling over, right? Because companies literally are salivating to find good writers. I get calls every day from clients who are like, Supriya, we want more writers. And they just are not able to find the good ones, right? Good being the keyword here. And we'll define what a good writer is also maybe in the Q&A space later on. But you have to be awesome at the work that you deliver to them that meets their expectations, that sometimes even exceeds their expectations. So they keep coming back to you over and over again. And when they have their trust built in you as a good writer, they will pay you the price that you demand. Okay. And I will just give you my prices per word if I were to, you know, I don't like per word prices, but typically I charge 40 rupees per word. Okay. And still clients continue to send me business, touch wood. Um, so much so that I am not able to, I have to say no to a lot of it. Very consciously, I have to not look for new clients because if I do and I convert them, I don't have any people who can work with me on that project, right? And I don't have the bandwidth myself. So I have a different, this is a seller's market dilemma, right? And if you build your capability up to be good, then you will have this good problem, right? That you will have a lot of work coming in. And I'll tell you the story of Dhanya later in the session. She's in the, so I reached out to her last week and I said, listen, I have a client who wants, you know, you to take on some work and, it's just 2-3 hours a day that you have to spend on it. And it's a retainer for 20,000 a month. And she said, Supriya, I can't do it. I just don't have any more time left. And she works with me very consistently. So she's already at a place where she's saying no to work. I have another one, Sai, who's saying the same thing. Supriya, I cannot take on more work because I'm already swamped, right? So if you're building that capability, work will literally come in torrents. You will drown and you will say, I can't do any more of it. My bandwidth doesn't allow me to. Yeah. So this is a good market to be in, but the caveat is you have to invest in building your skills. There is no shortcut to that. Yeah. So if it is, there's so much, if people are spending billions, if companies are salivating for writers, then why are most content writers still stuck at 1 to 2 rupees a word? I did a survey in the community some time back, and 58% of people are still earning less than 2 rupees a word. And we saw that here as well, right? Most of you who put in the inputs were around 2 rupees or lesser, right? So what is keeping you in this space, right? Why are you not able to tap into the highly paid club? Can you maybe put some thoughts in the chat window? I'd love to know what you think about it. Why are most content writers still not making over 2 rupees a word? Okay, they're not able to deliver quality. Yes, they lack good clients. The question is dive deeper. Okay, why do they lack good clients? But yeah, okay. Quality again, yes. Anyone else? Yeah, I keep seeing quality is coming up multiple times. They lack the expertise. Okay. They have few clients. I would disagree because I'll I have only 6 clients. Okay. And that's a myth that I'll break, that you don't need too many clients to make money. You just like a handful is enough. Low quality of content. Yes. Clients don't have budgets. Okay. Maybe missing some information. Maybe they don't have any resources available. So what resources are we talking about? I'm not sure on that. So maybe if you could clarify. Quality again. Yeah. So you've got some of those things right in the mix. Um, so here's the thing, right? You may be good at writing, you've got a good grasp of the language. Even if you find clients consistently, you're still failing to make big bucks because you are failing to deliver value consistently and on time. Okay. Now, value as a concept is very, very important when you're offering any service. Yeah. Because content writing is a big spectrum. Okay. There are millions of content writers out there, and we are all part of that big community, right? And we've seen people are charging as less as 10 paisa per word versus people like me who are charging 40 rupees a word. It's a big spectrum. So how does a client decide how much to pay you? If you're asking for 5 rupees a word, 10 rupees a word, are you worth it? Right? And that is the value which you have to showcase to your client. Why should you pay me this money? And I've been able to do that consistently. And hopefully, after this session, you'll understand how that happens. Right? So, um, but before we dive into what happens when you can continuously and consistently deliver value, there is another webinar I do, which is about, the Ascend framework. And then I talk about several levers of value, right? So one lever of value is cost. Unfortunately, most content writers operate on that lever of cost, saying, I'm cheaper, hire me because I will do this for lesser than what other content writers are doing. Don't be that. Don't be that at all. Because the minute you go cheap, your perceived value drops, in front of your client. You need to compete on expertise, that I know this best, right? There is nobody better than me. You need to consider and compete on quality, that I can write um, amazing stuff that will resonate with your target audience, that will meet your goals, uh, that'll create content which is effectively helping you drive business. So expertise and value and trust, that you can trust me. I will deliver on time every time, the kind of things that you want. I will, never vanish in thin air. I will not leave you hanging. So that trust and relationship is another thing that people value, right? So these are the 3 levers of value that I talk about. And I think most people need to move from that cost value to expertise, quality, and trust if they want to enter the highly paid club. And if you're able to do that, right? If you're able to showcase what makes you different from everyone else, keeping cost aside, then work pours in. Okay. So these are just some, screenshots of my WhatsApp conversations with clients. And as you can see, this is one client where I actually said, sorry, they wanted me to do 5, 6 articles a month. And I said, I don't have the bandwidth for it. I'm like already struggling to deliver work to other clients. I can't do more than 3 articles a month. And they're like, okay, wait 10 minutes, I will call you back. And then they sent me this text again. And on the call, they told me, so you can see 9:20, we had a call, and then 10 o'clock, they sent me a text saying we are doubling the price. So I was charging 20 rupees per word if you just do the per word pricing for a 750 word article. And they made it 40 rupees per word. So today for a 750 word CEO byline, I charged them 30,000 rupees. And I did not ask for this price raise. They gave me the price raise themselves because they wanted me to continue working on their content. Now, do you want clients like this? The ones who automatically raise prices because they so really, really want to work with you. Tell me in the chat window, do you want clients like this? Yes? Yeah? Yes. See? Cool. We all want clients like these, right? Same, another client, right? Because I keep saying, no, sorry, I don't have bandwidth. I don't have bandwidth. Um, they want me to get some articles done. And I was consistently saying, I just don't have the bandwidth. So they blocked my time earlier and said, you have to do 6 articles for me in April. So I'm blocking your bandwidth now. Don't take any more work. Keep space for me, right? Similarly, another client where they wanted me to do some LinkedIn posts, 30 to 40 words per post. And I charge 2,750 rupees to do that 30 to 40 words. So the client asked, are you going to really charge 22,000 rupees for 8 little social media posts? So I said, it annoys me. And so I charge more for it. So he said, okay, fine, take the money, right? And it is only happening because I have cracked those 3 levers of expertise, quality, and trust. They know if they work with Supriya, they are going to get the best outcome possible. Yeah. So there are, some more of these examples, but I will not talk about it. But basically, work overflows, right? And this is the money I made with content writing in the last 9 months. But this is actually outdated information because we're coming to year end. I was just talking to my CA last night, and we have crossed 1.5 crores in revenue for this year because the financial year ends in the next week. And I have done it because not by charging smaller amounts, but by doing value work for clients and charging premium prices for it, right? So what I wanted to say is this is totally possible. You don't have to be and like I said, I've done it with 6 clients. It's not that I'm chasing after hundreds of clients and delivering thousands of things. I just work with 6 people who trust me and consistently send work my way, right? And other than this 1.5 crores that I have done, I already have 50 lakhs of work lined up for April and May. The purchase orders have been signed, and I will be invoicing come April because, we all need to figure out taxation issues and stuff like that, right? So that is almost like 2 crores in revenues in just 12 months, which is like a very good place to be in, right? Is it possible to wean at least one client away from you to us? If you are good, why not? Like, there is enough and more business for everyone in this space. And I say that because, I used to work with Wipro and I used to head their thought leadership marketing at that time. And I had $1 million of budget with me to spend on content creation. Okay. And I worked with multiple agencies to create multiple assets. And I spent the $1 million in 12 months. So one company spending $1 million, and this is 10 years ago, right? So obviously their budgets have gone up. And obviously they're working with more and more people. At that time, Wipro had 9,000 vendors in the marketing space alone. So anybody, like, it's not because you get in, I will have less money, or which is why I'm doing this course, right? If I felt it was competitive, why would I give away my clients? But I feel there is enough and more pie for everyone to have. And in fact, there is a shortage. If you win, I win, and I will show you how that happens also, right? Um, cool. So moving on, I wanted to also tell you that I did not get here from a place of privilege, because a lot of people think, oh, she's here, she's chattering away in English, and I'm sure, she's already um, been in this space, so it's great for her to say that, but that's not what happened with me. The picture you see on the screen is where I grew up for the first 18 years of my life. We lived, me, my mom, and my sister, we lived in a one-room apartment, and you can see, like, there's no dining table, there's no television, there's no nothing, okay? And that happened because my mom walked away from an abusive marriage. And at that time, 40 years ago, there wasn't a thing like single mothers. So nobody was even willing to give us a place to live. And she worked 2 jobs to finally find us this room. We didn't even have a bathroom in the house, okay? We had to walk out to go use the bathroom. And this was in Jaipur. So, you know, extreme heat, extreme cold, but this is, the bed was our dining table. This is where all our friends came and we hung out and whatever that was. But my mother did invest in our education, right? So she worked 2 jobs and she sent us to a very good school. And nobody in my family spoke English, nobody at all. But my mother encouraged reading. So every Sunday, she will go to the Sunday market and buy us secondhand books, typically just one book because that's all we could afford, in English, which she couldn't read. But she brought it back and we read, like me and my sister, we read obsessively, right? We read one book multiple times because that's like literally the only source of entertainment we had. For the first 25 years of my life, I did not have access to television. So I think that was a blessing though, because it got me doing a lot of other stuff. And that reading really paid off today because it developed that skill of using words, figuring out words. And I wasn't a writer. It wasn't until I joined Wipro in 2011 that I figured I could write. I had never tried writing before that. So you discover things and you start building capabilities in different ways. It's just that you have to put in the work for it, right? Things don't happen overnight. There's a long process to do that. So I just want to say, no matter where you are today, right? And today I live in a 6-bedroom house. Okay. From 1 to 6 is a big leap. From my mother working 2 jobs, I'm making 1.5 crores a year. So you can start from any point and you can be successful, but you have got to put in the work. There is no, shortcut to that. Um, and I don't want to be one of those people who just promises you a lot of things are possible and then say, you know, I don't want to mooch money off anyone, but it is very clear that you've got to invest time and effort into becoming something that people would really enjoy working with and want to work with, right? Um, so in this journey, I sort of learned a big lesson, which is you've got to own your success. Nobody else can make you successful. You have to own your success and you have to work towards it, right? And to own my success, I did 3 things, which is figured out the gap in the market. When I was at Wipro, I was working with all these content writers and I realized they're not good enough, right? And I know that companies like Wipro were paying millions of dollars every year to content writers, but they were not getting good enough work. So I said, I could do that, right? So I figured out the gap in the market and then I practiced my skill and I tested it out. So I did a little bit of side hustle. I, created content for a few more people and I got a good response. So I said, this is paying me. So I had the, parachute that I needed to jump off. And so I jumped in with both feet and quickly built a personal brand to leverage when now people see the first slide that I showed you, right? That Supriya has been featured in all these places. She's been featured on the World Economic Forum. Then they automatically want to work with me because I like, if all these platforms have given her a voice, then she has something good to say and she can enable that for us as well, right? So personal branding is definitely important. And like I said, I'll do another session on that. But these are the 3 things that moved me away from corporate to a more, entrepreneurial venture. And I've really quickly built the business. I started my first agency in 2015, and in first year, and with 2 partners, and in the first year, we made 1 crore in revenue with 4 people. In second year, we came close to 2 crores with 12 people. And in third year, we were 4 plus almost 5 crores with 40 people working for us. But then my son was born, and I have very clear life goals. Okay, I don't want to spend my life working day in and day out. And this was becoming that, right? We were working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and I said, not happening. So when my son was born, I quit this thriving company, which today I think is several $1 million in revenues. My partners, ex-partners are still running it. And I said, I want to do my own thing where I can work from home, spend time with my son. So I quit everything and started again with a 3-month-old baby in tow. And in the first year, I made 40 lakhs. In the second year, I made 80 lakhs. And this is just me working alone, nobody, no team, no nothing. And obviously, like a baby, totally sleep deprived and all that. And in the third year, I hit 1 crore. And that's where like 80 lakhs, 1 crore, I hit a plateau. I couldn't grow more, right? I was leaving a lot of money on the table. And when I did the math, I almost left 25 lakhs on the table without being able to deliver on it. So I had to do something. So I tried looking for content writers. I scanned hundreds of resumes, lots of samples, interviewed a lot of people, but I really couldn't find good people that I can rely on. Yeah. And then I met TD. I'm sure some of you would know him. And I told him that I really needed to hire people urgently, but I'm not able to find them. So that's when he said, why don't you train them yourself? And that's when the Content Collective was born. So I have a very selfish interest in this program because it's not so much about coaching as identifying those people who I can work with and say, take work off my plate. And like some of you said, is it possible to wean some clients away from you? People are already doing that. They're not weaning clients away from me, but they're working with me to build, their own content writing success. Now I'll share some stories with you, right? So today, almost 30,000 people have done that 30-day free course. And they've like really liked it. And you can see some feedback, and I've given you the link to that course so you can go check out what people are saying about it and also like experience it for yourself. But of course, people wanted more. So I launched this personal mentorship program that I'm going to talk about today. This is an 8-week program. I've done 5-6 cohort, and I've trained 100 plus people. And I've given them opportunities to work with me. So guess how much they have made in the last 8-10 months approximately. How much work do you think I've passed on their way? Give me a number in the chat window. And those who've been here before, you probably know the number, but tell me anyway. 20 lakhs, okay. 5 to 12 lakhs. It was 20 lakhs some months ago, so you can go higher. 10 lakhs, no, go higher. 6 to 8, no, go higher. 30, so Preeti has got it. Yeah. So in the last 10 months, I've created 30 plus lakhs in opportunities for those people. So it is effectively a win-win for me and for them because I get the work done and they also build their careers, right? So here are some of them. You may also hear their stories on YouTube. I want to highlight these particular stories because they're something unique, right? Because Sai came to me with zero experience in content writing. She had never written a word before. She was just trying to find out a career which will give her the freedom and flexibility to live her life. She has a small kid, and she thought content writing might be it. So she came in and she was good. So I sent her a project worth 1.5 lakhs in the second month of the cohort. And till date, she has earned over 8 lakhs with my company. And she consistently bills me 1 lakh a month. So that's only with me. I don't know how many other clients she's working with, but she might be making a lot more, right? So from zero income in content to 1 lakh plus a month in just like 4 months is like a significant leap, right? Then there's Fahim. Some of you might know him. Some of you might connect with him later. He also came in with zero experience. He's earned like he's a great writer. So in the second month, he made his first 40,000, and then I hired him full time. So he's a part of my team. Then there is Vijay, who actually runs a college. He's a principal, and he has been a blogger writing hundreds of blogs before he joined my cohort, but he didn't monetize them. So he wanted to explore professional content writing. So he joined in and he's doing it as a side hustle, right? So he doesn't even do it full time. He just puts in a couple of hours a day. And even then, he's made, I think this is a bit older number, but I think he's made over 4 lakhs with me since July 2023. Dhanya, whom I was talking about, she was a content writer earlier, and she was earning 5 to 8 rupees per word, before joining my cohort. And when she came in the first month itself, she got a 1.2 lakh project. And after that, she's been working with me so much that now she's saying no to work, right? Like how I had mentioned in the beginning, I offered her another project and she said, I don't have the bandwidth to do that. So she's met her goal of whatever she wanted to earn from content writing every month, and she's quite happy with it. Then this is a great story that I really like, because this is not only about doing your own business, but it is about how good writing, how knowing what your clients want, how knowing what are the intricacies of content writing can actually help you get a job also as a content writer. So Vinay actually was a bit initially hesitant when he joined the cohort, because he was a vernacular writer, right? So we get a lot of these queries. I don't know how to write in English. Is this course gonna help me? And I tell people that the course is English agnostic. Though the course is in English, it's not only about content writers in English. You can be a vernacular content writer and you can apply the same concepts, and which is what happened to Vinay. So when he joined in, he was earning a certain sum every month with a vernacular publication. And within a few weeks of joining the cohort, he went for another interview where they were advertising a tiny hike from whatever he was currently earning. And he sent me this long notes. I just pasted what he has said. And he told me that he applied only one concept from what I had been telling them in the cohort. And that went down so well with the interviewers that instead of giving him the tiny hike that they had, promoted in the job description, they doubled his existing salary. And I think that was a very significant jump for him, both in terms of confidence and monetary gains. And I think this is a story that really, really resonates with me very deeply, because, I come from a place where we barely had food to eat and secondhand clothes to wear to today. And I think Vinay is also on his way to exceptional success. So this is something that really resonates with me. But these are some stories, and there are many more which are out there. But I'm hoping that from this group we will see some more. And the question is, how do you get started on this journey, right? How do you become a highly paid content writer? And these are the 5 things that I want to leave you with, sort of, where you have to understand that as a highly paid content writer, these are like literally 5 lessons that you have to take to heart. Low rates don't guarantee more work. Okay, even if you're charging 1 to 2 rupees a word, it doesn't mean that work will keep flowing in. And even if it does, you'll basically burn yourself out writing thousands of words and making barely enough money to pay bills. Um, Second is, you don't need a degree in English or journalism to be a content writer. You can happily write in vernacular languages. You definitely don't need journalism degrees. Like I said, I'm an engineer and an MBA, and all these people that I've listed out don't have any degrees in that. In fact, Fahim was into furniture before he joined in. So there is it's not what you have studied so much as what is the skill that you're building currently, which is important, right? Also, don't chase more clients, because that actually loses you money. Like I said, I have only 6 clients that I work with. The more time you spend chasing after clients, the less time you can spend delivering quality work. So once you've got the base of 5, 6 good clients, your effort should be in retaining them and upselling within the company, rather than going and finding 100, 200 clients and then just, sending them rubbish stuff because they will walk away. So chasing more clients actually loses you money. And like I said, vernacular languages have enough opportunities. So if you don't know English, that's not a problem. You can make a very good career in vernacular also. And you don't really have to do content full time, right? If you are in a job or if you're doing something else, you can totally make it a great side hustle. In fact, I have someone in my mastermind, which I run, which is only for tech content. Like 8-week intensive is for everyone, right? It's not specific to a particular niche. But I have a mastermind which is only for tech content writers, and that's called Tectonic. And there's this person who signed up for it, and he's already made 4 times the investment, and he's already working for a firm in the US, and he's doing it as a side hustle. But he's got a project which has returned his investment to him 4 times over, right? So he paid me 100 rupees, he's got 400 rupees back. So yeah, you can make it a great side hustle. And like we saw, Vijay is also doing it on the side, not as a full-time job, but he consistently makes 50,000 plus per month, which is, I think, a good amount of money to be made. So these are 5 things you need to sort of take away. And to be able to take that jump from 2 rupees bucket to maybe a 5 rupee, 10 rupee kind of place, you need to learn how to write the good stuff. You need to create an awesome portfolio, which is again a separate webinar, which you can find on my YouTube channel as well. And you need to reach out to the right clients and seal the deal, plus retain clients with great service and continuous value, right? So all of these are factors that I cover in my 8-week intensive program. You can, of course, do it on your own, or you can choose to join the program. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what the program is about, and you can then make a call, right? So this is what the 8-week program looks like, right? There is, and it's, I think, very well structured. At least I've got some great feedback from people, and you can go check that feedback out also in some of the Instagram posts, etc., that we put out. It is well structured because we focus a lot on content quality, but then we also focus on how do you create your portfolio, how do you find clients, how do you convert them, how do you price your products and services, etc. What is some of the documentation that you need, and so on and so forth, right? So we start first with goal setting. Yeah. And goal setting is very important according to me, because if you don't know where you're going, and every year I do this and I show you how I set my goals every year in this module. And till date, it's not happened that I've not been able to meet my goals, right? Because when I set a goal, I know very clearly what are the 5, 10 things I need to do to meet those goals. And that makes my life much easier, right? Then I'm not running around like a headless chicken trying to find, oh, should I pitch to this client? Should I pitch to that client? I know very clearly who I need to go after and how I need to convert some certain things. So we will start with goal setting, which I feel is very, very, very important to success. We move on to understanding why is writing so challenging, right? Why, when you consider yourself a content writer, your content is still not being appreciated by the people that you're writing for, in terms of value, in terms of money, in terms of coming back to you as a content writer. So what are those challenges that are holding you back? Then we get in the week 3 and 4 are super, super important, where we talk about understand the intent of the content and the importance of asking questions and what sort of questions you should be asking. This asking questions part is what got Vinay double his salary. Okay. So it is very important. And then we dive into some writing fundamentals. I am a very strong believer that you cannot have a formula to writing. You need to have the fundamentals of it, right? So just to give you an example, it's like cooking. Okay. If you notice, the beginner cooks follow the recipe to the T. Okay. They will measure each spoon and say, okay, I'm putting in 1 spoon of, ghee and 1 spoon of salt. But the expert cooks just throw in stuff, right? Because they know the fundamentals of cooking are so well ingrained in them that they know how to adjust things and how to make a great recipe. They don't have to go, spoon by spoon to replicate what somebody else did, right? They make their own masterpieces. So week 4 is about getting those fundamentals right. So setting that foundation so you can be that master chef when it comes to writing content. Then we talk about research and storytelling. Again, very, very important pillars of great content writing. And we talk about it both in B2B and B2C context. In the 6th week, we talk about different forms of content. So we will cover blogs, we'll cover emails, we'll cover video, we'll cover social media posts and web pages. So 5 different forms of content we will cover in this. We will then move on to creating a portfolio and how do you find clients. So portfolio creation is a module in this course. I also have a webinar on it, which is absolutely free, but here it is a little more detailed out. And then finally, in week 8, we talk about how do you price your services, how do you have your invoice, contract, those kind of NDA, those kind of documents sorted out, and some ethics of professional content writers. Okay, so that's basically the outline of this course. And here's what you sort of get, which is there are 18 recorded sessions, which are my videos. You will get 2 to 3 videos every week. You will also get 4 live calls with me over 2 months, so 2 calls per month. But it doesn't mean that after 4 calls, you will have no access to me. This is a rolling kind of a program. So every cohort that I have done till date, anyone can join these calls. So for a period of 1 year. So which means if you join the 8th April course, you can join 2 calls with me every month to ask any of your questions, any of your doubts, show me your work, get feedback directly from me on those calls. And in 12 months, you'll get 24 calls with me. And just to give you an idea of the value, if I do a 1 hour call for my clients, like a session like this, I charge 50,000 rupees. So you can multiply that by 24 and see how much of my time you'll be getting in this program. In addition, you also get 16 live calls with program mentors. So people who've already absorbed this course, who have lived it, who are making money based on the concepts they've learned in this course will be mentoring you because they've been where you have been, right? They've started from scratch. They've learned via this program. They know what are the important elements that really on ground have helped them. So they will mentor you and they will take 2 calls a week. So you get 16 live calls with program mentors. Plus, you get all the recordings of previous cohorts. So every cohort has new questions. So you can watch all those recordings if you like and see what other people are struggling with and how you can, take those learnings for yourselves. Plus, you will also get guides and worksheets to apply the concepts that you've learned. You will also get multiple practice assignments. So there are 11 assignments that you can do and get feedback from the mentors. Plus, you become a part of this exclusive WhatsApp group for 8 week people. And I think that's a great community because people are so helpful, right? And I love that community because just because of vibe that is there, nobody spams everyone, there are no forwards. It's just very intense focus on building your career as a content writer. Um, and I think we also curate it a lot because you can't just join this program, you have to apply for it, right? And then the team will call you to assess whether you're a good fit. You can also ask any questions that you have from the team. Mostly Fahim will call you. Um, and we decide if it's a good fit, right? Are you the right, the mindset, the ownership, the accountability, the culture? If you have that, then we invite you into the program and you can decide to join us. And of course, this is the group that gets preference for writing opportunities. So earlier, I would share it to the wider community of those WhatsApp groups that are there. But I mean, of course, I was flooded with samples then. So now I have limited sharing assignments to the 8 week group. Opportunities are shared there whenever they are available with me. Even when other people have opportunities that they don't want to work on, they share it in the group, and then you can, follow those and uh, get started on your writing journey that way. I just want to also highlight that this is a preference and it's a very democratic process. It's not a guarantee. I'm not a job portal. Okay. I'm not going to say I'll give you an internship or I will, I'll make sure that you get a job. That's not my job. My job is to make you prepared for it. Going out and getting it is your personal accountability. But I make these opportunities available. And if you're good, right, I ask everyone to send their samples and their rate cards. So whoever's the best fit, both in terms of value and the rates, gets the project. Okay. I do enable a lot of shadow work, which is even if you don't get a project, you can shadow the other person and learn how they're doing it. And also like some live client interactions. So you know what people want, and you can, work that into your strategy when you go find new clients, right? So that's effectively what the program is all about. And the next batch is starting on 8th of April. You can apply on this link, which I will share in the chat window in a minute, or you can reach out to Fahim. Let me just stop sharing my screen and I'll put this in the chat window. But that's all I wanted to tell you today. And if you have any questions, I'm very happy to answer those. Anything related to the logistics of the program, like the fee, the duration, when it's going to start, what dates, please ask Fahim, because that's the best use of his time. And let us put our time to use in terms of what are you going to learn? What are some of the challenges that you might be facing? Because that I would be able to answer better, right? So if you have any questions, put them in the chat window and not the chat window, sorry, the Q&A box, and I will answer those. Let me first put the application form here. And just letting you know, we've got 100 applications already. So Fahim is working on it as best as he can. We are also filtering the applications. We shortlisted a few people that we're calling first. And the applications will close next week. So please make sure that if you're interested genuinely in building your content writing career, then give us a good application. Okay. Tell us a lot more about yourself, because we really want people who resonate with our, um, you know, idea of success to be a part of this program. People who can work in this group, who can collaborate with like-minded people is what at least I'm looking for. So, yeah. Will there be a batch starting from June? There might be. I don't know yet. I have the April one for now, but could be. Yeah, there could be one in June for sure. Um, okay. So let me just go to the Q&A box and start answering questions. Till then, let me also enable chat to everyone, so then you can ask questions directly to Fahim as well. He's there in the 1 second. Okay, so now you guys can chat with everyone. Fahim, please answer those questions which are on the cost and the logistics part. I am going to the Q&A and answering questions which are related to content writing. Okay. Amit is asking, I want to start as a travel writer. Could you please tell me how to start and earn money? Good question, Amit. Let me actually give you, because niche is a bit irrelevant when you're starting out, but I will give you a video which tells you exactly how you can start and earn money. Let me just open my YouTube channel and I will send you the link to that video. Okay. 1 second. And I'll put that link in the chat window so everybody can access it. Farhan is also asking similar, can we choose content writing as a profession? Yes. How can we get clients? You get clients by first building your skill, building your portfolio, identifying who are the people you want to work with, and then reaching out to them via platforms, hopefully like LinkedIn, which are more um, professional, right? And okay, let me answer this because it's also the same question as what Amit asked. Always start with your circle of influence. There are people you know and people they know. So start talking to everyone about, okay, I'm trying to become a content writer. This is a niche I want to write in. Do you know someone? And when you do that, people keep that in mind, right? And if you don't have a network, start building one today, right? Go meet people, go attend events, go do meetups. They don't have to be content writing meetups specifically, but any industry that you want to. There's like a lot of startup events happening across the country. There are lots of these. Even so, you can meet people anywhere, right? I've got my clients in the weirdest of places, and I was just talking to someone yesterday about how I found a client who has opened up a 6 lakhs opportunity for me in a clay pot painting workshop, right? I just went and I attended that workshop. I met this lady. We got talking. Turned out she was this chief marketing officer of some company, and our conversation started. So you can meet people anywhere, but just enable that meeting to happen. You can't sit in your house and meet people. So you've got to go out, um, and start connecting and conversing with people, right? Similarly, my first ever client was this person who paid me 7 lakh rupees. And I met him in when he walked into our restaurant. And he was trying to sell us something and we sold him our marketing services. So clients are everywhere, anywhere, anything can be an opportunity. Keep your eyes open, and have those conversations, right? Don't be afraid, be confident. What's the worst that can happen, right? People will say no, which is fine, which is fine. That's no worries on that at all. Okay, so what are the prerequisites of being a good content writer? This will get answered in the course, right? But it is, in a very small nutshell, it is about understanding what the clients want, putting it in the simplest way possible so that the person that the client is talking to understands what they meant to say. It is not about great vocabulary. It's not about great, fancy words. It's not about complicated sentences. It's about communication. Are you able to communicate what the client wanted to say to their target audience simply in a way that evoke some action, right? Evoke some engagement from whoever is ultimately reading it. That's literally the nutshell of being a good content writer. Yeah. Mm. Okay, a tech writer has advantage, but a non-technical background writer succeed in tech writing. Why do you want to write tech? There is opportunity in every niche, right? I write on tech, yes, because I have a tech background, so I leverage that. But I also make a lot of income from non-tech, opportunities. So, for example, my coaching client, clients from the coaching niche, and these are individuals, these are not even companies, have paid me 10 to 12 lakhs a year to write their content. Okay. And that's not a small amount. Yeah. I have a client who runs a homestay. They pay me 50K a month. Again, not a small amount, right? I have another client who is into um, spirituality. Yeah, spirituality. They paid me like 4+ lakhs to write their books. So it is, um, you know, niche is not the uh, sorry, niche is not the main thing. The quality and finding the right clients is, right. So the tech background doesn't matter. You can find high paying clients in any niche. I wrote for perfumes and detergents and whatnot, and that client was also paying me like some 5,000 per blog that time, right? For a 500 word blog. So I was still making 10 rupees a word several years ago. So I would say don't get hell bent on niches, but find the right clients. Okay. So this I have answered. So as your community grows, how will you ensure personalized support going ahead? So I am not a big fan of personalized support. Okay. There is no spoon feeding, and I'm being very honest, right? I'm a big fan of personal accountability. And like I said in this course, like in this webinar as well, nobody else can make you successful except you. Okay. And that is the ethos I'm trying to generate in the community as well. So now that there are 100+ people in that 8-week group, they come together to support each other. Okay. You cannot always depend on one person to help you succeed. Okay. The job of a mentor is to point you in the right direction, not to give you step by step everything, right? Stop here, drink water, here's the time you have to have food. No, they will tell you. So my job is to tell you um, what works, right? How you implement it is a collective effort with the community. So again, very honest. I will not be spoon feeding anyone anything. And there are certain expectations from you as well when you join the course, right? That you will do your assignments on time, that you will attend all the calls, that you will ask questions and step up, right? Because unless you do, and for the tectonic folks, I'm very even more pushy. So they need to do their assignments. And if they don't do it, I make them sit on the call, that 1 hour call, and they have to write it on spot there. Because no matter how much I talk, you will not learn writing. You will only learn writing when you do it yourself. So when I tell you to do certain things, when I give you feedback, if you implement it, only then that learning will stick. So it's not personalized support, but personal accountability, which is important. And I hope all of you would be very clear before you apply for the program. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Timings. This is interesting because we decide timings a bit collaboratively. So once you join the program, we will create a WhatsApp group only for this specific cohort in which we will share some options of timings that work for us. And you can choose, and whatever the majority decides, we go with that. Uh, Age limit, no. I have people who've joined from school, like their 10th standard, to people who are in their late 60s as well. So there's no age limit. Okay. No, we do not include keyword research. Uh, is SEO content writing a part of the course curriculum? No, because I don't believe in a lot of SEO writing. Again, see, highly paid writers don't write SEO content. The bottom of the bucket writers, the 2 rupees per word, they are the ones who write SEO content. So why would I include SEO writing in a highly paid course? Doesn't make sense. So that's why it's not included. I don't know anything about SEO. I have never written any SEO blogs per se, but like people are still paying me, right? Because what they want is very different. SEO is just one strategy to rank on pages, but content plays a lot bigger role in an organization's objectives of sales and marketing, right? It's not, everything is not about SEO. What are good niches to pursue as a content writer which pay well? Okay. So like I said, mostly it's niche agnostic if you find the right clients who have the budget. Okay. If you're going to a client who has no budget in any niche, even in tech companies, if I go to a smaller tech company, they don't have the money. How will they pay me? Right. Similarly, and it's like, taking a diamond to a village and saying, pay me, will you buy it? They may want to, but they don't have the money for it. Versus you take a diamond to a like a Mukesh Ambani, he'll say, "Ha, theek hai." They won't even negotiate, right? So every niche has those people, and you have to just find who they are, which takes some research, which takes some understanding, which takes some work, right? That's the work that you're putting in. But that said, there are some niches which require expertise, and if you have that, you have a chance of getting paid more. So, for example, if you're a lawyer, if you're an HR professional, if you're a finance person, if you're a tech person, these are niches that require some understanding of what goes into that industry compared to lifestyle or travel, right? And therefore, people may be willing to pay more, but you know, uh, that's not any measure of saying this is where you get paid the most. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, a retail person reached out to me and she wanted me to write an article, and I quoted $10,000 because generally I wasn't writing that article um for a 800,000 word piece, which is again 10 rupees a word. Um, and she was okay with it, right? So niche agnostic. Yeah, Amit, I'm just sending the link. I was trying to open this YouTube thingy. 1 second. Um, okay. Is technical writer different from content writer? They are both content writers. Technical writer is a small subset of content writing. Uh, okay. I would like to be a professional content writer, and my niche is traveling, fashion, lifestyle, finance, and want to be financially independent. Uh, okay, Rashmi, that sounds like a uh, great ambition. Um, that is also sort of resonates to what my ambition is, right? I want to be, that's what I tell my son, who's 5 years old. He's like, Mama, what do you do? And I said, Mama's the boss. So I think uh that's a very good ambition to have. Okay. Is the course focused both on short form and long form content? Yes. Though we may not do ad copy so much, we cover social media, we cover blogs, emails, landing pages, and video scripts. Okay. Having background writing would definitely help. Depends. Like I said, Sai came in with no background of writing. Fahim came in with no background of writing. Um, it's you have to start somewhere, right? So that's what I would say. What website is available through which I can start writing? I don't understand this question. If you want marketplaces, I think there's freelancer Upwork type of places which you can definitely try your hand at. But again, I don't think they're the highly paid places. Um, Language and background knowledge of any subject plays an important role. Yes, because then you can dive in slightly ahead of people, right? And again, like one of the requirements is of joining this course is I'm not going to teach you English. Okay, this course is language agnostic. I'm going to teach you the building blocks of a great content writer, which you can apply to any language, right? So being proficient in English is not mandatory, but being proficient in the language that you want to write in is a mandate. Okay, though the assignments and the course are in English. Yeah. Um. Okay. I have 15 years of ERP experience. I can switch to content writing for extra money. Yes, you can. Like I jumped to content after 8 years experience, so totally can. Um, will I be handling the whole session? So like I showed you in the slide, I will take 4 calls through the session where you will do the Q&A, and I will send you 18 recorded videos, which are all my videos, which you can watch at your, the mentor will guide you on when to watch the videos. Plus, if you have the dedication to continue attending calls. You can do that for the whole year. A lot of my previous batch members also attend these calls. So you can get 24 calls with me to ask your questions. You can also showcase your work to me on the call, and I will give you live feedback on it, right? And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people have appreciated in the course, that when they write and I give feedback, they actually call it the bloodbath, which is everything is red, but they get a lot of good inputs on where they might be struggling and how to make it better. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I think I have answered all the questions. Amit, I am just sharing the link to that video. Give me one question. Okay. There is this one video which is really good, which is about how you can start your freelancing career. I am putting that in the chat window. Second. Let's do this. Okay, so this is a video on that, on how to build a freelancing business. And there is one more, which was about, you know, anyway, I mean, so when you go to this link now, you'll find that other one also, which is about how to get started as a content writer. And Fahim, in case you have that link, share it now. My YouTube is stuck. Yeah, okay. Yes, you will get feedback for our assignments. The portfolio video is also on the channel. Course is both live and recorded sessions. Yeah. Okay. Um, that's it, I guess, then. I don't see any more questions. Okay, Rashmi has one question. Do we receive a 30-day free course session of certificate? No, the 30-day free course has no certification, but the 8-week program has certification, because I don't have any way to see whether you finished your 30-day course, right? So which is why I will not be giving a certificate for that. But 8-week program, yes, you get a certificate. And can we expect help from you in helping out how to get clients? So I will tell you how to get clients. On the live calls, you can also show me your pitches that you want or the clients that you want to reach out to, and I will answer those, like help you out in building those pitches and reaching out to those clients. I will also share opportunities that come my way and share it in the group, but that's up to you to convert them. And like I said, the best quote and the best sample would get the project, right? So that's the extent of what this would be. And yes, feedback for all assignments. Okay, cool. So I guess we have exceeded our time a little bit today, but thank you so much for being a great audience. Some of the questions that are coming up now I've already answered, so maybe you guys would want to watch the recording again to get the answers. For those of you who have registered for the 30-day course and haven't got the emails, please check your spam. You will get an email where you have to opt in. Only when you click on that opt-in button to give permission, then the 30-day emails will start coming in, right? I cannot send you anything without your permission. So look for that email with that opt-in button, click on that opt-in button and keep checking your spam folder because sometimes these emails tend to go in spam, right? Cool. So that's it from me for today. Looking forward to your applications, sharing that application form again. Uh, Loved having you, loved the participation, and have a good rest of the weekend. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.